Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful August and better yet, a fantastic week. For the entire month of August, I'm going to do a series on suicide. So every Thursday, I'll be uploading a video in relationship to suicide. This first video is about suicide in connection with childhood bullying, specifically ages 5 through 11. I've been seeing a lot in the news and on many social media platforms about young children within that age group who are committing suicide due to being bullied. This is very personal to me because when I was young, I was in bullying incidents twice. One when I was about 7 by a girl who lived by me, and one when I was from 4th grade to fifth grade by a boy who attended school with me. So I know how it feels, that fear and that pain and that confusion of why this is happening to me. So I'm going to address this in this video, which is the first of many to come. Now, let's get into it. Many people believe that children who bully actually are living in either abusive relationships themselves or they've experienced some type of bullying. But that's not always necessarily true. There are times where children who bully are actually living with permissive parents or uninvolved parents. I know of a personal incident with such a parent or guardians. So last October, a 49-year-old gentleman who is the father of 6 children by 6 different women, was younger daughter who was 9 was witnessed bullying a younger child of 6. The father, immediately when he was told about his daughter bullying the little girl, he was in extreme denial, even going to the point to say that that's just what children do. Eventually, he tried to put on he tried to present as acknowledging what his daughter had done. But to my understanding, there was no disciplinary action taken, no negative consequences. The father did not even sit down and discuss with his daughter why she was bullying this little girl. And then, by my own ears, I heard the father say he doesn't like to discipline his daughter because he doesn't like to hear her crying. Now, mind you, he's the father of 4 sons and 2 daughters. One of his daughters is an adult. So it was really odd to me to hear that he would rather not discipline her for bad behavior, which is when you don't give your children consequences for their negative actions, you're confirming it, which is going to give the child the insight that, hey, this bullying thing is not so bad, which means that they will continue to bully other children. Bullying at that age is very detrimental. It leads to depression, social anxiety, fear, anger, all types of negative responses, and some mental health challenges as well. Childhood bullying is not only bad for the child who is being bullied, but also for the bully. Because the bully is not understanding that this is not acceptable in a civilized society. And so they carry that mindset on into their adulthood, which can have some very dangerous to fatal consequences. Because no one likes your child as much as you do. But you must like your child, love your child enough to discipline them, to correct them. Because if you don't do it, the world will. So I found it very shocking too in an article from one of the parents of a bully of a little boy who hung himself. He was 8 years old, by the way. The mother was like, okay, that's just childhood. No. Childhood is supposed to be a place of peace and freedom. No child should be afraid to go to school. No child should be afraid of their peers attacking them, verbally abusing them, degrading them, being mean to them. That's not childhood. There should be no time in our lifetime where that should be considered acceptable behavior. And it's really sad that a permissive parents, uninvolved parents, they do not understand the impact of their kind of attitude to what their children are doing to other children. And I'm really hoping that one day both the parents, the gentleman with the 6 children and the mom of the bully to the little boy who killed himself, really get in touch with the impact that their bully, which is their child, is having on society. Because believe you me, they will not stop. They're not going to stop. They're going to continue on because they've already received almost encouragement from their parents to continue this bullying behavior. It is a detriment to our society to just let this thing go. I almost feel compelled that eventually one day there will be some legal actions taken against parents who do not stop their child from being bullies. I don't know how I feel about that, but something must be done. It must be something radical because children are literally dying from being bullied. Children are suffering from being bullied. I know when I was bullied when I was little, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't quite understand why this was happening to me. Why was this girl or this boy, why they didn't like me? Why were they angry with me? What had I done to them? I was extremely confused. I didn't even know how to put into words what was happening to me. But my mom stopped the first bullying incident by keeping the girl away from us. She found out that the girl was trying to attack us. So my mom stopped that. But in the second incident, I had to stop that myself at 10 years old. I became so enraged with the boy picking at me at the water fountain until all of a sudden I just clicked. I turned around and just smashed his face into the water fountain. Now, what if something really bad had happened to him? That would have been on my shoulders to carry. But it was always on my shoulders to carry because I was afraid. And that was my reaction to fear. That was my reaction to being tired of being picked on. Bullies aren't always coming from abusive homes. Some of them are coming from careless homes with careless parents and careless guardians. Now, on behalf of this 49-year-old father, he does not have custody of his daughter. She actually lives with his mother, so he sees her periodically. But as a parent, you should be able to parent your children no matter where they're at. Because when the incident of bullying occurred, she was at his home. So he was responsible to handle that as a parent. As a responsible parent. You're not your child's friend. And then the odd thing about it was when it became aware to his daughter that the little girl had older cousins, his daughter did not want to deal with that. Which in most situations, bullies are actually cowards. Remember, they pick on someone who they deem vulnerable, who they think is weaker than them. It was a very unfortunate incident, and to this day, the father still has done nothing. He has not addressed it with his daughter. I'm not even sure he told his mother what occurred. Which you can only imagine what this child's behavior will be like now that the pandemic is, making a change and these children are going back to school. The little girl was very comfortable bullying that 6-year-old child, which leads me to believe that wasn't her first incident of bullying, and it probably won't be her last. We have a really big problem on our hands. Children committing suicide. How does an 8-year-old or a 7-year-old know what suicide is? How is an 8-year-old or a 7-year-old in that much pain that they don't want to live anymore? How does a young child know how to carry out suicide? Why isn't anyone stopping these children from bullying? Bullying is not a part of anybody's childhood. It shouldn't be a part of anybody's life. So I'm going to leave you all with one of my favorite quotes, and I hope you all got the message from that. Let's raise children who don't have to recover from their childhood. I love you all. Have a great week. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.